I'm Malcolm Van Delst, and this is an excerpt from How Low Can You Go, Book 5 in the Do the Wrong Thing series. Last time in How Low Can You Go, Ava became a Quincy Jones fan briefly while on acid and finally kissed Garrett. Trigger warning, there is sexual content and language in the continuation and completion of this chapter called Quincy Jones. The next morning, as we leave his room, Garrett lives at the beach club. At the end of a hallway on the second floor, there's a smallish room with a single bed. Garrett's. He's got a patio, or, well, the roof of whatever is below, probably the loading bay for the restaurant. It's big, with a couple lawn chairs and strings of lights. He can sit there, smoke cigarettes, and watch the city because it's high enough to see over the buildings and into the alleys and streets around. I think it's pretty cool, even glamorous. Who needs a living room or kitchen? He doesn't basically live at the club, he literally does. As Garrett pulls the door shut behind us, Duncan opens another one at the opposite end of the hall. When he sees us, he grins at me and says, "Would you like to come and sing with us?" Uh, I stare at him, mortified, until I register that he's not making fun of my extra loud lovemaking, that he's sincere. He's really asking me if I want to come and I knew he was a sound engineer. I just didn't know the studio was up here. Jesus, Garrett could have told me. Come on, he says as Garrett touches my back. I turn to Garrett, who grins, eyes sparkling. He raises an eyebrow as if to say, "Are you going to do it?" I was super loud. I didn't know there was a recording and people were in it. The club was closed. Garrett, Duncan, well, I guess he's rewarding me. I'm not a loud pervert. I'm not a pervert. If you change your mind, we'll be here. He beams, eyes twinkling. He's not laughing at me. Then he disappears inside. Who's in there? Is it Maisie? I haven't forgotten Duncan's warning or the Garrett that showed up at Bovine. On the other hand, Garrett came to Howie's gig. If a guy comes out of his way to a dive bar with your less than fancy friends while he's partying with boys to men and music scene VJs, even if he's all weird when he gets there, but you've come from a porn shoot, Jesus Christ. But he likes you, right? He likes you? But you shouldn't like him. It's no wonder I'm doing more acid. Selling more, too. I'll never have to work again if I don't want to. Everywhere Garrett and I go, it's sunny, sunny days, his beautiful, elegant, articulate hands. And a whole new world waiting to put its arms around me. Garrett's a bit shy, which really turns me on. What a fucking turn of fortune. Though I know. I've got some errands to run. You want to come? Garrett asks, nervous, like he thinks I'll say no. As if. You too. They've got two big songs this summer, so they're on the radio constantly, currently crackling in the background as Garrett and I sit in his friend's white pickup. We get to carry each other, one. The handsome, dark-haired friend, classically, boyishly handsome, not distinctive and electric like Garrett, beams at me. Whatever Garrett is saying about me. Wow. Concord is supposed to be cold and terrible, but man, this city is the opposite for me. Reader, did I tell you about Matthew and who Garrett? I didn't. Matthew and his brother, who own the beach club, have two famous sisters. Gail O'Brien, you know her, famous comedian and Hollywood star. Maisie, if you're into music, you know her, a singer-songwriter with a recent album that got rave reviews. Everybody's watching her right now. For those who don't follow showbiz, or perhaps Canadian showbiz, Gail started in Concord as part of a sketch comedy troupe that went on to make a fantastic TV show called Rural Radio 7, RR7. It followed the exploits of a small town radio station and the various people around it. Everyone in Canada watched RR7. In high school, the day after it aired, we'd all recount our favorite skits, repeating our favorite lines and laughing. This show was as good as that freaky Monty Python one in my teenage opinion. Actually, I still hold that opinion in my 29th year, though I don't think Monty Python is freaky anymore, but brilliant. Rural Radio 7. Myrtle Minstrel and her free pet rat with every accordion bought. Higher Ed, who was too stoned to do his children's broadcast. Izzy, the station owner, who was always trying to raise enough money to expand into TV. There were too many great skits to count. The whole cast went on to Hollywood, with Gail and another troupe member, Ian Clark, becoming the biggest stars. That's why Garrett partied with Boys to Men and music scene VJs. Though if he was breaking into warehouses 5 years ago, and Matthew and Mark own a club and recording studio, they've all got plugs into music and entertainment. Successful music and entertainment, if not Gail O'Brien levels of success. Yeah, there's drugs. Ian Clarke's legendary, prodigious cocaine habit, and musicians, actors. At a gas station, the friend pulls out a roll of bills about 3 inches thick. He grins, proudly, I think, when he sees me staring at it. He peels off a 20 and goes into the station to pay for the gas. A few minutes later, inching down a narrow, congested side street, windows open to get some air, I regale Garrett and the friend about my sobriety and hatred of drugs. I'll smoke a bit of pot, but I don't touch the acid I sell. Well, not a whole lot. I'm going to stop selling the moment I start school. The friend laughs and laughs. He looks at me, not cynical or sarcastic, lovingly amused. What are you doing with Concord's biggest drug dealer then? I freeze. The Bovine Club, Boys to Men, the rave, the cash. I turn to Garrett, who's staring into the front of the truck's cab at the corner where it meets the door. He's hunched over, smiling. I can't tell if he's embarrassed or relieved that his secret is out. Bono's voice fills the truck, singing about real things, and I want to put my fists through the rectangle of plastic and knobs that's let him in here. I fucking hate Bono.